This conference will now be recorded.
So, just a second. I think the speaker fault is from my side. Yeah. Now, right. So let's start the session. So before starting the session, ఇప్పటి వరకు జరిగిన topics లో if anyone having any doubts, you can ask me. From online, Ramya and Ashok, you are having any doubts from the previous topics, you can ask me. Right. Raghu రాలేదా? From offline, you got ఇంకేమైనా doubts ఉన్నాయా? Yeah. So simple terminologies. So SAP consultant, SAP end user. Consultant అంటే ఎవరైతే సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇన్స్టాలేషన్, డిజైనింగ్, మెయింటైన్ చేస్తారు. End user is the person who operates it without complete knowledge. అంతే. Okay. Right then, so let's start the today's topic. So we are going to start the topic called central user administration, and I am giving a note point. ఈ implementation వచ్చి మీకున్న system లో మీరు present అయితే చేయలేరు. Next Monday you will be getting a GRC system. You can practice in that one. Okay, central user administration. So now we are going with the theory part first. So what is CUA? What is the CUA concept? ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఇప్పుడు డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం. Right. So CUA stands for Central User Administration. Okay. CUA stands for Central User Administration. So here what hacker we can do is we can do the user administration centralizedly or from centrally. And from single point we can do the user administration for multiple system. Now firstly we will see the what are the things we have, what are the properties of the CUA we are going to see. Firstly, we can perform user administration for multiple users. Sorry, for multiple systems. So this is the first point. Multiple system key user administration you can perform from a single place. This is the first feature. And here the administrator efforts are decreased. So who is the administrator? Who is the administrator? We security consultants are called as the administrator. Our user administrator efforts are decreased. Why? Because if you are having 5 or 6 systems or 10 systems, for all the systems, we can perform the user administration from a single place. Next one is we can transfer the data from one system to other system easily by using the CUA concept. Now, first suppose you are having like a 4 system configuration I am taking. Like you are having a ECC development system, ECC production system. Okay, and we are having a BW development system and BW production system. So 4 system landscape I am taking. Now what we can do in the CUA configuration is firstly we should choose our central system. What is our central system? We have to choose it. This is my central system. So I am taking something like ECC development as my central system. Now come into the other 3 systems. The remaining systems which we are having are called as a child systems. ఏమని పిలుస్తారు వీటిని? Child systems we will be calling this one. Tail system 1. So this is the ECC production system, and we are having child system 2. Child system 2. Here we are having the BW development system, and we are having the child system 3. Okay, we are having the BW system, BW production system. Ilaga we have divided one only CUA configuration lo any central systems ఉంటాయి, only one central system we can choose, and we can choose as many as child systems we require. సో మన CUA landscape లో ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఒక్కటే central system ఉంటుంది, and you may have as many as child system you require. So simply we will be doing the configuration in this way: central to child, central to chain, central to chain. In this way we can do the configuration. Now, what are the features of the central system? What are the features of the child system? Let me explain. So, to explain this concept, I am going to take a simple concept. Okay. So, here to explain this concept, so let me take example of a car. Okay. So for car, how many windows we are having? Four windows we will be having. So among these four windows, one is driver window we are having, and all the remaining three are passenger windows we are having. Three passenger windows we are having. Now, what are the features of the driver window? So we can operate all the windows. So we can operate all the passenger windows. We can operate driver seat window. Okay. And we can operate all the four windows together at a time. Okay. So these are the features we are having. Now, what are the features of the passenger windows? So firstly, we can operate passenger seat window. Okay, we can operate the passenger window for which it is configured. So, okay, yeah, individual, and we cannot operate, yes, we cannot operate other passenger windows. Okay, and even though we are having configuration with the driver seat, we cannot operate driver seat window. So the exact features of the central system and the child system. Simple thing is, so now we are having four systems. Among them, one system is the central system we are having. And remaining things we are having is the child systems. We are having three child systems we are having. Okay. Now, what is the features of the central system? What are the features of the central system? We can do user administration in all child systems. Okay, or we can control the user administration of all child systems, and we can do user administration in the central system also, and we can do the user related activities in all the systems at a time. Okay, this is the features of the central system. Whereas the features of the child system, here we can do user administration only for child system individually. Okay, only for that particular system, only for that particular system we can do the user administration, and we cannot do user administration for remaining child systems. It is not possible, and we cannot perform the, yes, we cannot do the user administration for the central system. Even though there is a CUA configuration, you can log in into child system and perform activities in the child system only. You cannot do any other user related activities in other child system, neither in the central system. So these are the features of the child system and the central system we are having. Okay, got it? Now, coming to the point. So, as we don't have these many things in our landscape, so maximum we are going to provide you only two system landscape only. So, first system we will be providing is the ECC system, and the second system we are going to provide you is the GRC system. So, in the next week, after starting the GRC classes, you will get a server where you are going to have two systems. One is ECC, another one is the GRC system. So what happened here? If at all you want to do a CUA configuration, so here I have said we are going to do some configurations. So this configuration is nothing but we are going to give something called as a connection here. So what is that connection called? RFC connection. Okay, remote function call connection we required. So if at all you want to do a CUA configuration between two systems, we require two RFC connections. So let me assume ECC is my central system and GRC is my child system. So to do the RFC, so to do the CUA configuration, I require two RFC connections. One from central to change, other from child to central. In this way. So two connections I require. Okay, two RFC connections I require to do a CUA configuration. So in this way, so for this landscape total, how many RFC connections we require? For two systems, I said two connections. For three systems, for four systems, how many RFC connections we require? Six exactly. Two for each child system. Two connections from so connection number one from central to child system one. Connection number two from child system one to central system. In the meanwhile, we are going to do the same way. In this way, we require six RFC connections to do the CUA configuration. Here, one important point you should note is, okay, so here one important point you should note here is the, in order to do the RFC config, so here in order to do the CUA configuration, we require two RFC connection. But if my goal is only to transfer data from one system to another system, only one RFC is sufficient. Okay, only one RFC will be sufficient. We don't require two RFCs just to transfer the data. And we will come back to one more difference here now. In order to do the RFC connection, we have a requirement. That is, we require something called as a logical name. So every system is going to have its own logical name. So in order to do the RFC connection, we required a logical name. So for ECC system, there will be a logical name. For GRC system, there will be a logical name. Based on those only we can do the connection. For suppose I am connecting to a server. So here I am having two systems. One is ECC, second one is the GRC. Now I am logging into a ECC system. Okay, so when I log in into the ECC system, so the T code I am executing is SCC4. What is the T code? SCC4. This is to display user data. So, okay. So what is the client number we are having? 800. This is the client number we are having. So when I open this client number, so here we are having a logical name. So ECC TR 800 something we are having. So this is the logical name we are having here. ECC TR 800. Okay, right. So logical name of ECC system is ECC TR 800 something they have given. In the same way, go for the GRC system and look for the logical name. So opening the GRC system here. So the T code is SCC4. Here also the logical, sorry, the client number is 800 only. When I open it, here I can see the display of the logical name of the GRC system. It is S4HCLNT 800. This is the logical name of the GRC system. So first requirement to display the logical name. So to do the RFC connection, we compulsory required a logical name. Without logical name, we cannot create a RFC connection for CUA configuration. Note this point. So when we require a logical name, if we are creating an RFC connection for CUA configuration, I will give the note point here. Try to understand. So logical name is mandatory for RFC connection. Okay, so to do RFC connection for for CUA configuration. So your goal of creating the RFC connection is to do the CUA configuration. Then compulsorily you should have knowledge in the logical name, or else the second situation, you are creating logical name, oh, sorry, you are creating an RFC connection just to transfer the data. Okay, your goal is just to transfer the data from one system to another system. So firstly, the main thing, RFC, remote functional call. This main purpose is to transfer the data from one system to another system. Now the purpose of you creating RFC connection is to transfer the data. Here no logical name required. So no need of logical system name. So if it is there, you can provide it. Even though if there is not there, it is not required. We will do this practical part, but you have to remember these points before doing the execution. Okay, right. Now come back. So we are having one more T code card. Mostly 99.99% you don't get any opportunity to work, but I will give the T code, that is SALE, SALE. So here what happens is we can create a logical system name, but mostly we will not create this one. Okay, basis team will take care of this responsibility. Just for your knowledge purpose only, I am giving the transaction code. T code is SALE. This is to do, this is to maintain the logical system name or to create a logical system name. Okay, these are the transaction code. Now, how can we create an RFC connection? What is the transaction code? So the transaction code is SM159. Very important transaction code. This is for SM59 transaction code is the purpose is to create RFC connection, not exactly. This is for RFC maintenance. Okay, not only we can create the RFC, we can create, we can display, we can change, we can delete the RFC connection. Same like user. So previously SU01, what is the SU01 T code for? No need of telling those many things. Simply say user maintenance. That's it. Okay. Okay. User maintenance. Simple terminology. So don't say user creation. Again and again, I am repeating. User creation is 100% wrong answer. It is for user maintenance. In the same, yes, we can perform multiple tasks or multiple actions we can perform. In the same way, SM59 is for RFC maintenance, but the purpose which we are going to use is to create RFC connection. So let me show you how to create the RFC connection. So execute the transaction code SM59 and note a point that this task is not only for CUA, even for GRC configuration also again we will do the RFC configuration. So instead of wasting time there, try to understand this concept and I will once speak with the consultancy also. If possible, they will add another system in your present system only. So you, if possible, practice it right now or else do it on next Monday. Okay, based on the availability we are having. Okay, right. So the transaction code is SM59. So here we are having a create option. Here in the destination. So now what is our goal to create RFC? Central User Administration. For CUA purpose, I am creating this RFC. So what I have to give is logical name. So again, second question. So to where I am creating this RFC connection? This is ECC system. So to where I am providing the RFC connection? To GRC system. Here one important point. So while creating the RFC connection, so if you are creating RFC connection from ECC system, every detail which we are going to fill are related to GRC system. In the same way, if we are creating RFC connection from GRC system, give every detail related to ECC system. No confusion. Okay. No need of memorizing it, which detail, which system, nothing like that. You log in into ECC system giving RFC connection to GRC system. So provide every detail related to GRC system only. Okay. So I get this is a GRC system, close this one, not required. So this is the ECC system. Execute the transaction code SM59. So go for the create option. So when I give a RFC name, that is S4HCLNT 800, as I have already given explanation, the RFC name should be started with the logical name only. So not should be started, it should be the logical name only. But what happens here is when I execute in this way, it will be showing an error that destination already available. So someone has already created with the same name. So for us, it is not possible to create with the logical name. So what I am doing is just give an extension. Just give an extension, give your name or the project name, something you can provide here in this way, just an extension. But the first part should be compulsorily mandatorily logical name only. But when you start implementing grc, there also we create rfc connection. But at that particular time, what is our purpose? Just to transfer the data. So we simply we can give whatever name you want. There is no restriction at that time. You can give your name, your project name, or some mobile name, or you can give some bike name. Whatever thing is your favorite, you can give it. So now here again, connection type. Just browse here, you can display all types of available connections. So what is the connection I am selecting? Number 3. This is to connect the, sorry, what did you say? So connected to the ABAP system, connection to the ABAP system. The connection type is number 3. Just execute. So why I have given this as ABAP system? Why? Because ECC is a ABAP system, GRC is a ABAP system. So I am connecting from ECC to GRC. So what type of system is GRC? ABAP system. So I am giving connection number 3 here. Just execute this one. So here firstly give the description. Okay. CUA configuration, one for Air India project. Air India project. In this way, you have to give some description and make a point that, or make a note that this description is also very, 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 very important. Why? Because there will be similar logical names mostly, or else in some places even you cannot display the RFC name, whatever RFC connection name you have created here. In some places you can display this name, in some places you can only display the description. So make sure that you remember both RFC connection name and your description. Both the things you have to remember at that particular time, or else it is you will face the difficulty. Again, you have to come here and search what is the description you have given. It is a very long process. So after giving these details, next one is the targeted host. So here, what is the tab we are having? Technical settings. So in the technical settings, you have to give technical details of the system which you are about to connect. So to which system are we going to connect? GRC system. So GRC, either host name or the IP address you can get. So mostly you can just display here itself. So see. So this is the IP address. Mostly either the system ID or the IP address they will provide here. So what is the IP address of the GRC system? 192.168.1.23. Enter it. 160, I think 192. Yeah. So 192.168.1.63. This is the IP address which they have. 1.23. Okay, right. So this is the IP address I have given. Next one is the system number, instance number. Exactly, system number is nothing but the instance number. Where can you find out? Here itself. So here, what is the instance number? 07. So remember that we have to give the details of the system which we want to connect, not the details of the system we logged in. మనం ఏ సిస్టమ్ లో అయితే లాగిన్ అయ్యామో ఆ డీటెయిల్స్ కాదు, మనం దేనికైతే కనెక్ట్ అవుదాం అనుకుంటున్నామో ఆ సిస్టమ్ డీటెయిల్స్ ఇవ్వాలి. సో ఇన్ సో ఈసీసీ సిస్టమ్ లో లాగిన్ అయ్యాం కాబట్టి జిఆర్సి డీటెయిల్స్ ఇస్తున్నామండి. ఆఫ్టర్ గివింగ్ దిస్ జస్ట్ గివ్ అన్ ఎంటర్ బటన్ and the IP address below must be filled automatically in this way. So after giving these details, next one we are having is the logon and security. So here what we have to give, login details of a system, GRC system. Now let us see how to provide login details of the GRC system. Just go for the language EN, client number of GRC 800. User ID I am having in the GRC system YKB. Password of the user ID which I am having YKB, at the YKB I am giving my password and enter the details. So now I have successfully given as my RFC connection. Now I want to check it. So నేను కరెక్ట్ గా RFC కనెక్షన్ ఇచ్చానా లేదా, నేను ఇచ్చిన RFC కనెక్షన్ అన్నది వర్క్ అవుతుందా లేదా, I have to check it. So in order to do that, just go for utilities test, go for the connection test. సో మనం ఈ కనెక్షన్ టెస్ట్ వెళ్ళినప్పుడు యూ షుడ్ బి గెటింగ్ ఇన్ దిస్ వే. ఏదైనా ఎర్రర్ వస్తే ఇట్ విల్ బి షోయింగ్ ఇన్ ద రెడ్ మార్క్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ గెట్ ద కనెక్షన్ టెస్ట్ ఇన్ దిస్ వే, ద కనెక్షన్ టెస్ట్ ఈస్ సక్సెస్ఫుల్. ద మీనింగ్ ఈస్ ద డీటెయిల్స్ విచ్ వీ హ్యావ్ గివెన్ ఇన్ ద టెక్నికల్ సెట్టింగ్స్ ఆర్ కరెక్ట్. సో ఈ ట్యాబ్ లో మనం ఎలాంటి మిస్టేక్స్ ఇవ్వలేదు, అన్ని కరెక్ట్ గానే ఉన్నాయి. సెకండ్ వన్ ఈజ్ లాగాన్ అండ్ సెక్యూరిటీ. సో ఈ ట్యాబ్ లో ఇచ్చిన డీటెయిల్స్ అన్ని కరెక్ట్ గా ఉన్నాయా లేదా, హౌ కెన్ ఐ చెక్? గో ఫర్ టెస్ట్ అండ్ గో ఫర్ ద ఆథరైజేషన్ ఇన్ దిస్ వే. ఒకవేళ మీకు ఎర్రర్ వస్తే ఎలా వస్తుందో ఐ విల్ షో యూ. ఐ విల్ జస్ట్ చేంజ్ దిస్ పాస్వర్డ్. ఏదైనా ఇన్కరెక్ట్ పాస్వర్డ్ ఇస్తున్నా, ఒకవేళ కనెక్షన్ ఎలా ఫెయిల్ అయితే ఎలా వస్తుందో కూడా మీకు తెలియాలి కాబట్టి గో ఫర్ యూటిలిటీస్, గో ఫర్ ద ఆథరైజేషన్ టెస్ట్. సో okay, it is the security which they have given GRC system. Okay, all right. So automatically తీసుకుంటుంది, just wait for a second. So go for the technical settings or just change the IP address, so and save the details. Now go for the connection test. So what we have got, an error. So error వచ్చిందంటే the technical settings లో మనం ఏదో మిస్టేక్ చేసామని అర్థం. సో ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చిన డీటెయిల్స్ అన్ని మీరు కేర్ఫుల్ గా చెక్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఓకే, ఐపీ అడ్రస్, ఇన్స్టెన్స్ నెంబరు, ఏ డీటెయిల్ ఇక్కడ మీకు డైరెక్ట్ తెలుసు కాబట్టి చెప్తున్నారు ఐపీ అడ్రస్ తప్పించానని. రియల్ టైంలో మీకు అన్ని డీటెయిల్స్ వన్ బై వన్ చెక్ చేసుకోవాలి. మీకు ఒక డాక్యుమెంట్ ఉంటుంది జనరల్ గా ఇలాంటి వాటికి. సో నౌ ఐ ఆమ్ గివింగ్ కరెక్ట్ ఐపీ అడ్రస్. సో సేవ్ ద డీటెయిల్స్ ఫస్ట్. డైరెక్ట్ గా ఇలా చేంజ్ చేసి నేను మళ్ళీ టెస్ట్ చేసినా ఇట్ విల్ మళ్ళీ నాకు ఎర్రరే వస్తుంది. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ చేంజింగ్ ద చేంజ్ అని వస్తుంది. సేవ్ చేసుకోవాలి ఫస్ట్. సేవ్ చేసుకున్న తర్వాత ఇట్ ఈస్ గెటింగ్ కరెక్ట్ థింగ్. సో ఇంకా ఫైనల్ టెస్ట్ we are having, that is remote logon. సో రిమోట్ లాగాన్ లో ఇది సెక్యూరిటీ ఫీచర్ ఎనేబుల్ చేశారు, లేకపోతే ఇట్ విల్ డైరెక్ట్లీ రీడైరెక్ట్ యూ టు ద జిఆర్సి సిస్టమ్. మీరు ఏ సిస్టమ్ కి అయితే కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ ఇచ్చారో ఆ సిస్టమ్ కి డైరెక్ట్ గా కనెక్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్ అబౌట్ హౌ టు గివ్ an RFC connection here. Now let us see the execution of CUA, steps involved for creating the things. సో ఇక్కడ వరకు ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉందా? ఏమైనా జిఆర్సి సిస్టమ్ లో ఉన్న నా యూజర్ ఐడి పాస్వర్డ్ ఇచ్చాను. ఓకే, సో యూజర్ ఐడి గాట్ యువర్ క్వశ్చన్. సో అక్కడ ఏ యూజర్ ఐడి ఇవ్వాలి అంటే the user ID which is having authorizations for transfer of the data. సో ఆథరైజేషన్ సంబంధించి కొన్ని రోల్స్ ఉంటాయి, వి విల్ సీ ఇట్. సో ఈ సియుఏ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ లో మీకు అది కూడా కవర్ అయింది, డోంట్ వరీ. సో వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు సీ ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్స్. సో ఇక్కడ అబ్జర్వ్ కేర్ఫుల్లీ ఏ సిస్టమ్ లో నేను ఈ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ చేస్తున్నాను. స్టెప్ 1 ఈజ్ ఇన్ ద ఈసిసి సిస్టమ్ ఆర్ ద సెంట్రల్ సిస్టమ్. సో ఫ్రమ్ ద సెంట్రల్ సిస్టమ్, create user ID and provide the necessary authorization. Okay, and step 2 will be in the child system. Here what you have to do is create a user ID and provide necessary authorizations. And step 3 is from the central system. Okay, create RFC connection. Okay, step 4. So ikkada RFC connection to tail system. Step 4. This should be done in the chain system. So we have to create RFC connection to central system. Okay, just hold for a second. I just want to, okay, no problem. So these are the steps involved which we have to do, and wait for a second. So these are the steps involved. So these are the basic steps which we have to do. So after doing this execution, ఒకసారి రారా లోపలికి. So next step will be, step 5 will be creating a distribution model. So in order to do the execution of CUA, we have to create something called as a distribution model, and further after following this step 5, we have many steps, we will do one by one. So as per today's session, we will do up to step 4 only. These 4 steps we are going to execute right now. So let's hold for a second. సో ఐ హ్యావ్ జస్ట్ స్పోక్ విత్ ద కన్సల్టెన్సీ. మీకు ఉన్న సిస్టమ్స్ మీకు ఇచ్చిన సర్వర్ లోనే సెకండ్ సిస్టమ్ కూడా యాడ్ చేస్తారు. సో ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. ఈ 4 స్టెప్స్ నేను ఇప్పుడు ఏవైతే చూపిస్తానో వాటిని ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. ఓకే, రైట్ దెన్. సో లెట్ us see స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ ఇన్ డీటెయిల్. ఇక్కడ నుంచి యూ హ్యావ్ టు, నాట్ ఇక్కడ నుంచి, ఐ హ్యావ్ వన్ స్మాల్ టాస్క్ టు పెర్ఫార్మ్. సో ఇది మీరేం చేయవసరం లేదు, నాట్ రిక్వైర్డ్ ఫర్ యూ. Yes. So now let us create the steps step by step. So step 1 will be creating user ID in ECC system and giving necessary authorization. Go to SU01. So create a user ID here. So I am giving something like CUA central. You can just give your names, okay? Your game 0, 1 or anything. Naming is fine. You can give any name. Just go for the create option, give the last name, okay? Give the last name and the password, okay? So make sure that you remember the correct password. Don't give whatever password you want, just remember it. Whatever you can give, whatever you want, just remember the password which we have given, because we require it. So I am giving a password here. So after that I am going for the roles. So in the roles, so just a second, a small error. So go for the roles. In the roles tab, go and search for star CUA star. Okay. So here you can see all the standard roles you are having. Okay. Right. Wait. Okay, right. No worries. We will do it tomorrow. Actually, the server which I am using was right now practiced by base team. I forgot it. They have already informed. There is no default data with me to show this one. But okay. So what you have to do by tomorrow is create two RFC connections. I will once I shall I show the RFC connection once again? Yeah. So firstly, before creating RFC name, log in into both the systems and collect the logical names. So system number one, what is the logical name? Okay. System number two, what is the logical name? You have to collect this information. So from where are we going to collect this information? From the SCC4 only. Okay, from the SCC4 only you can collect the logical system names here. Okay, so after collecting this information, so try to create the RFC connections. So to create the RFC connection, step 1 will be execute SM59. Okay, execute SM59 and create an RFC connection to child system or the system number 2, whatever. Select one as your central system, another one as your child system. Okay, so execute this one. So while creating RFC connection, provide the details like firstly logical name. Okay, logical name of system 2. If that name is already existed, don't worry, just give a letter in this way underscore and give your personalized name, it will also work, no problem. Okay, and after giving the logical name, give the IP address or the system name whichever is available there, followed by the instance number. So all these details to which system? Of the second system only. Yes, of these things only you have to provide here. So let us go and do this one. So going for SM59. So again, I don't want to create. I will just show you the previous one. I think I have. వెళ్ళదు, డేటా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేయడానికి మీరు ఒక కనెక్షన్ ని ఫామ్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఎస్, మీరు ఈ చేసినంత మాత్రాన డేటా ఏమి ఈసీసీ నుంచి జిఆర్సీకి ఏమి వెళ్ళిపోదు ఇక్కడ. ఓకే, ఎస్, ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ యు ఆర్ క్రియేటింగ్ ఏ పాత్ అంతే. ఓకే, సో ఇందాక నేను ఇచ్చింది ఏమేంటి, S4HCL90 800 చాలా ఉన్నాయి. యా, CUA చైల్డ్. సో ఇందాక మనం క్రియేట్ చేసిన RFC కనెక్షన్ నేమ్ ఇది. సో మేక్ షూర్ దట్ హియర్ యు ఆర్ గివింగ్ ద child system or the second system, whatever select, and going for the log on and security. మీరు ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చే డీటెయిల్స్ కూడా అన్ని మీరు ఇచ్చే సెకండ్ సిస్టమ్ నెంబర్ 1 లో లాగిన్ అయితే ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చే మీ డీటెయిల్స్ అన్ని కూడా సిస్టమ్ నెంబర్ 2 లో మీరు ఉండాలి. ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే వైస్ వర్సా కూడా చేయాలి. మీరు రెండు ఆర్ఎఫ్సి క్రియేషన్స్ చేయాలి. లాగిన్ ఇంటూ సిస్టమ్ నెంబర్ 2 and create an RFC connection to system number 1. So in this scenario, second scenario lo logical name వచ్చి ECC system logical or system number 1 logical name ఇవ్వండి. And below ఈ technical settings log on security ఈ details అన్ని కూడా provide the details of the system number 1. So they may not give the second system as GRC system. ECC ne they have two clients, they will provide you practice it. ఏదైనా మనకి పర్లా. Right now what is our goal is to form the RFC connections. RFC connection is so important that this is helpful for CUA implementation. This is helpful for the GUA configuration. అన్ని చోట్ల మళ్ళీ ఇదే ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ ఉంటుంది. So make sure that here you are learning perfectly without looking back. Okay, and one more thing I just want to add here is CUA is an outdated topic. If you have heard someone saying that CUA is an outdated topic, means that 100% true. Once upon a time this is very important topic, but right now after the GRC came into existence, this CUA is an outdated topic. So this is only for you for practicing RFC, for your resume preparation, and sometimes some interviewers may ask you some questions. Only for this purpose only. Real time there is not even 1% scope of implementation this one. So why? Because all these activities simply we can handle in the GRC ARM. You can execute this one here. Okay, access request management, everything. And in the next topics we are going to do the execution of the GRC. We are going to do the tools, scripting tools, ECAT and LSMW. They are very much outdated. So there we are going to create multiple users. Those activities also you can perform here itself in the GRC itself. So don't worry if you don't understand these upcoming 4 topics 100%. No need of worrying. Just remember the key points, remember some T codes, just try to give an overview. Those are sufficient. Okay, any doubts? So by tomorrow what I need you to do is to do 2 RFC connections. So if you do these RFC connections, 50% of CUA is completed. If you understand how to give the RFC connections, remaining things will be done automatically. Those are not that difficult tasks. Okay, any other doubts you are having? Anyone? సో ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? రేపైతే కూర్చుని నేను మళ్ళీ చెప్తాను వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు. మీకు సెకండ్ సిస్టమ్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తాను, డీటెయిల్స్ అన్ని పంపిస్తారు. మీ సర్వర్లోనే ఉన్న సర్వర్లోనే ఇంకో సిస్టమ్ ఇస్తారు, దాంతో ఆర్ఎఫ్సి యూస్ చేసుకోండి. సో కొత్తది ఇచ్చినప్పుడు మీరు ఏం చేయాలి, యూజర్ ఐడి ఇంకోటి క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవాలి. మీకుంటే ఓకే, లేకపోతే ఓకే. మేక్ షూర్ దట్ సో మీకు ఇంకా టాపిక్ అవ్వలేదు కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ మీరు యూజర్ డీటెయిల్స్ ఇచ్చేటప్పుడు ఏదైనా యూజర్ ఐడికి ఫుల్ యాక్సెస్ ఉన్న యూజర్ ఐడిని ఇవ్వండి ఇప్పుడు. ఓకేనా, అర్థమైందా? సో అర్థం కదా? యా, ఆ స్టెప్స్ అసలు ఇంకా చేయలేదు, మనం రేపు చేద్దాం. సో ఆర్ఎఫ్సిస్ లోనే ఈ పార్ట్ అంటే సంథింగ్ ఆర్ఎఫ్సి లోనే ఇట్స్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్. మళ్ళీ సెపరేట్ గా యూజర్ ఐడి క్రియేట్ చేయటం, దానికి ఆథరైజేషన్ ఇవ్వటం, ఆ యూజర్ ఐడినే మనం ఆర్ఎఫ్సి కోసం యూజ్ చేయటం, ఇట్స్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ రిస్ట్రిక్టెడ్ టు ఓన్లీ సియుఏ. బట్ నేను ఇక్కడ మీకు చెప్పింది ఏంటంటే జనరలైజ్ ఆర్ఎఫ్సి కనెక్షన్. ఇది అర్థమైతే అది చాలా సింపుల్ గా ఉంటుంది, ఏమి ఉండదు అక్కడ. సో ఫస్ట్ ట్రై ద ఆర్ఎఫ్సి and make sure that by tomorrow you get complete knowledge about the RFC. So anyone having any doubts? Ramya, Raghu, ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? Yes or no? Right then, if you are not having any doubts, I will be ending the session. Right then, we'll be meeting tomorrow at 8 p.m. Have a nice day.